host V. Welcome back to the Social Spotlight podcast. Oh, my. Did you miss us? I hope not too much. Well, in this particular episode, we are going to dive into a conversation of breaking through in the Ugandan film industry. Wow, for me, it has been well, I watch Ugandan movies sometimes, and I can attest to some of the improvements, or should I say, the amazing things that I've seen transition over time. And with me today, I have two amazing actors in the building. On my left, there is Diana Kahunde, who is a professional actor. You have seen her in some of the popular TV shows such as The Hostel. On my right, there is a beautiful lady, Judith Ampaire, who is currently an entrepreneur, makeup artist, and oh, Judith, I can't wait to come and learn how to do makeup.
You're welcome.
And if you, in case you do not know, she is currently in a TV series. Is it on NTV?
Yeah,
Yes,
NTV.
called Choices, and of course many more that we shall talk about in the episode. As just stay on and get to learn more. Starting right off with Diana, I have seen you over a long time, and there is that misperception of if you see somebody on TV over time, you assume they are older, yet sometimes you might be older than them. So tell me, how, in your opinion, how do you think the Ugandan film industry has evolved over time? Why is there a difference from when you first got in to now?
Yes, thank you for having me. There is a big difference. So we have evolved. I would like to say we, because I'm part of it and I've been part of the transformation.
Yeah.
In the beginning, there was a lot of male dominance in the industry. But as I speak, there is nothing I can't do that a male, producer or camera person can do, because we've evolved with them. We have gotten to learn. We've gone to master classes. We've gone to schools. We've done labs. I've done quite a number of things that I see that were not there, and now they're available. So yes, been a lot of improvement. When I began, I was told to pay 50,000 shillings for an audition, and right now I'm called upon, come and
Nice.
come and do this role. And okay, that is because of expertise, but also come and send me an audition, and I don't have to pay for it. So that also shows me a lot of improvement. Also, the government being involved and, putting in a lot of effort. I mean, just the other day, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Mr. Thomas, gave me a huge appreciation because of my work.
Nice.
Yes,
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Yeah, so that wasn't there. Like we were looked at like jokers.
Right.
This is just a gig, it's just a side hustle. But now we are being recognized, something that people that were there before us did not actually get. That is something as well. I've seen costume, from the time when they used to tell us, just bring your clothes, tuyambe, and bring for me, your shoes, your bags, and everything like that. But right now, there is a whole wardrobe, written on, Kahunde's costume, and all these other things, props that are being provided by the production houses. It is much better. It might still be there, but with involvement that we're talking about, that is also there. Then we shall talk about salaries. Then it was, I'm giving you exposure. I am helping you make your career. I'm helping you start out.
Yeah.
But now we are being paid, per day, per month, and it is now it's been a fully blown out career, but it's now better.
Right.
Yeah, that we are being paid, we are signing contracts. Those days it was just word of mouth. Mwana nyambako, help me do this carol for me. I think you can pull it off.
And then they even don't pay you
They
sometimes.
don't even pay. No, majority of time they tell you, no, I'm going to give you lunch, and do for me. Or as we shoot, whatever I give you on set, that water and that samosa, that is payment. Yeah, but now we're being paid. It's now contracts are a big thing. It's a serious thing.
Is it?
Yes, NDAs, MOUs, and before doing anything now, I have to sign a contract. So there's been a lot of improvements. There's been improvement with the SFX as well, where there are wounds and you see that it's a real wound, rather than the other time where they'll just get red lipstick and just, smear you to look like a slap. But now people are taking things,
Okay.
literally paying attention to the details. We are learning from Hollywood. We are, getting, like I mentioned, master classes. We have Hollywood people coming here, actors and actresses, coming to teach us, and also the people who have degrees and PhDs in film coming and helping us, even Ugandans. I remember Mira and I had Maisha Film Lab, and that was my first lab that I took literally because it's, it being, the first one, it really taught us a lot. I'll speak for myself. It taught me a lot, and up to today, I'm also indebted to that. Let me end with another one because there is so much. I'll talk about fast track production, which I am indebted to. For example, when I had to do my role of Annette, which you still remember me by, they gave me information from generations like Karabo, and they say this is what we are kind of depicting.
Right.
So watch this, and that did a lot to my growth in that role. Yeah, so they went into details of signing of contracts, of what is going to happen if we became stars, how we need to, etiquettes in public, public speaking, interviews. So there was so much that was taught in that space. And besides that, there's been also improvement on sets with props, with the setup. Many times we would go to a place and they tell you to bring your own, props, your own flowers, your own what, in the beginning when it was evolving.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's like that for so many other people.
Yeah.
But now you don't have to. All you have to do is bring your expertise. It has really, really evolved, if I may say. I'm going to stop there because there are many things that have evolved.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. I think while you were speaking, I picked up on two things. One, the whole some people, actors, considering, being in films as gigs, and then also the contract thing. Actually, I would also want Judith to comment on that. Uh, at what point in either of your careers did you actually stop considering these as gigs and then chose to look at them as career? And then you mentioned about contracts. For us, even myself, we rarely take the due diligence to have maybe a lawyer come and proofread for you. You just sign with excitement, sometimes even out of desperation. You've been home for a very long time, there's nothing to do, and then a gig comes and it looks too good to be true. You're like, nah, if I don't go for this life-changing one, this is the one. But then 1, 2 years, maybe even 3 months down the road, you notice that what you signed up for is actually not what is happening.
Yes.
So how have you ever found yourselves in such a scenario? How did you overcome, or have you over time learned how to involve a lawyer, to read for you before you actually go ahead and sign those contracts? Judith, I would love for you to comment on, the evolvement of the industry. Also, to hint on, she mentioned something about, contracts. Do you proofread these contracts, or because I know for many people, even myself inclusive, okay, now I know better, but maybe a couple of years back, I would just get excited and sign because it looks too good to be true. But you realize that as time goes on, maybe 3 months into the deal, it's not what you signed up for. You start having regrets, but now you cannot change anything about it.
True. Thank you, V. I will compliment more on what she said when it comes to the involvement. In the industry, I've been there for a less period, but I've seen it back. Like, I've seen it how it has been flowing, how we used to watch movies, it's not the same way we are now. It has really evolved.
I totally agree.
So as per now, since I'm into it, there are some things that we found that have changed. She has told you when it came to props, they would give you something different. When it came to costume, makeup, you had to do it yourself. But at the moment, that's different.
True.
A makeup artist is good to do that. A costume is good to do that. A prop setter is there to do that. So it has really, really, really improved. And when it comes to the payment bit of it, that's why we are considering it as a career. You earning something from it.
Right.
So it has evolved. And as actors and creatives, we now being recognized, unlike before. You tell someone you're an actor, is like, well, to Uganda. So it's different for now. You're seen, we are recognized, our work is being appreciated, and yeah, that's a great impact.
I'm glad it is.
Yeah. So when it comes to when did I
Choose to transition. I don't know
Yeah.
if you ever considered it a gig.
before it has ever happened before, it
So
used to be a
at what
gig.
point was it a point for you to consider it more of a career than a gig?
Yeah. So as the involvement part of it is inclusive. In evolving, a lot of things change. Film industry is no longer the other thing where you'll be like, I'll just come in, pop in, shoot for a few minutes, a few hours, then go. You have to dedicate your time to it for you to give out something that is quality.
Yeah.
So that's why I consider, and I'm like, you know what? This is more than just a gig that I'll just pop in. We are now being called by productions. You're given a role to play. You're given a contract to sign. They need to know that the assurance that you will be available. You will avail yourself at the time they need you to. So when you put all that into consideration, for a contract to be signed, you have to know what you're signing for.
Right.
Yes. It doesn't only apply actually to only actors.
That's very
Yeah,
true.
it doesn't apply to only actors. All creatives in entertainment industry, for whatever you're signing for, you read first. It doesn't hurt you getting a lawyer to help you proofread, and you get to know those clauses before you indefinitely sign yourself to something that you'll regret later. It has ever happened to me. So I would advise for all creatives and all other actors to put that into consideration. But for now, it has really evolved. And yes, we're moving forward. I appreciate that.
Nice.
Yes, thank
Diana, over to you. About transitioning from gigs to careers and contracts. Have you found yourself in an awkward situation before? I know as a creative I have.
Yeah.
But I would love
Yeah.
to hear more from you.
Honestly, I have never seen film as a gig because I wanted to do this. I made this decision from a very early stage. So I was focused on it, that I was going to do this. I had been doing my research.
Right.
So I was only disappointed that the production houses that I first, interacted with were not giving me exactly what I had read about, what I had seen, what I had heard of. Yeah, so it was never a gig for me because the first contract I ever signed with Fast Track Productions with for Hostel was a career. I need you at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it was a career from what go. So it was never a gig. The gigs that the work I consider as gigs are when I have to go and do a one-day shoot
For a commercial, maybe?
for a commercial, for maybe a cameo, for
What's
an
a cameo?
appearance. It could be like a series, and because you're a film star or a renowned actor, they call you to do like a
appearance or
an appearance, yeah, something like that. It could be recurring, or it could be a one-off. Yes, so that is what I consider a gig, because even then I will still sign a contract to do it. Yeah. So for me, I have never considered, film as a gig. A gig is quite different from a salary or a regular job.
That's quite
Yes, and also because we have evolved, we understand that it is no longer. We no longer have the time or the terminology to call it a gig, because we've evolved, and there are all these things that are happening in the industry. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe also to comment about contracts. I noticed you also mentioned it. Did you ever find yourself in situations where you're smiling? So yes.
Yes, I did. I signed a contract
Eh,
early on without understanding the clauses. I think also because the company brought the contract that day and I had to sign and work that day. So I did not have enough time. First of all, we don't have entertainment managers. Maybe they are now coming up, but they mostly don't understand what they are doing. Right now, I realize that there is entertainment lawyers like Kakoza
I have seen
Anthony,
one.
yeah, who is really trying hard with Silva Chagulanyi to help all these copyright things to start to take effect. Yeah, so I signed this contract without going through the likes of Anthony Kakoza, and I ended up signing my a life death sentence, I should call it, because I should be making money every time my advert plays. I should be able to get like a waiver or some kind of residual, some kind of something. But I mean, because we do not understand these contracts, we end up signing, and we don't look like other filmmakers, let me say, from Nairobi. I heard that even when Mali plays, I think certain actors are paid, maybe in South Africa, so you keep earning some kind of some money, some appreciation. But because we do not sign up, we do not read rather our contracts very well in depth. We do not go to lawyers. We say, that 200K that
It's a
I'm going to
lot of
give,
money.
it's a lot in Uganda to give 200,000 shillings to a lawyer to read your contract and help you sign what is right. So, yeah, and it's not been just one, but it's been the most painful because it was the first.
Definitely.
So they play around with you, they say they're giving you exposure, and then at the end of the day, it becomes difficult. So now we are brighter, we are now sharper. That time it was for, oh my God, I'm going to be on TV, but it's not that
Wait
anymore.
for my face.
You
It's not that anymore.
Oh, yeah.
It's now, I have a career, I have a reputation to keep, I have so much that I have put in, and now I have to rip off or gain from. So I have to be smarter. Now I take the contract and I say, give me 2 weeks, so that I understand every clause.
Yeah.
Because every clause might need 3 days
I-
to understand, so that we understand. Because these contracts are written by very professional lawyers. And they might mix up a
most
certain word of
certainly.
herein, thereafter. And then you don't understand what that means. So not them waking up in the middle of the start of the shoot or at the end to say you were supposed to do photos.
I
So
know.
it's an open-ended thing. You're going to take photos for 10 years. I mean, wear my clothes for 10 years. Yeah, so that is where the contracts get a little bit tricky. But also, I would like to blame the companies that we work for. Why should I hire a lawyer when you're right here? You're the one who wrote the things.
I know.
Yeah, you were with your lawyer. I mean, explain them to me so that I know what I'm going to sign.
True.
You're not paying me enough, and then I have to hire a lawyer to do something that you can easily explain. And then after paying the lawyer, you're going to tell me, oh, do your nails for us. I mean,
On my own money.
on your own money.
Oh, wow.
Bring your own hair. Bring your own handbags.
You
Bring
know
your
how
own
expensive
shoes.
those things are?
Exactly.
Like good hair is
So,
pricey.
Really.
These executive producers, line producers, whoever contacts us needs to be able to explain so that we sign better contracts, because it's getting better. One day we shall get there.
Amen to that. And Judith, maybe if you could share with us your story. How have you been able to break through, or rather still breaking through in this industry?
I would actually say I'm still breaking through. It's just a start for me. I've had a few challenges,
Right.
of course. Like any other career, you don't just wake up one day and you're already there. And I've had my good moments, my bad moments, all throughout. Uh, I featured in a few movies.
Right.
That's, I think, a year ago, a year or two. There's Half Life. There's I Apologize. Those were my first. And now the popular series that is showing on NTV called Choices, where I am playing as Christine. So I'll take that as my breakthrough. I'm just starting. I've been just.
We are happy for you, girl. We are
Thank
rooting
you.
for you.
Thank you, thank you. But all I can say, it hasn't been easy getting there.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, so it needs persistence, patience, and discipline.
I love that at least you've been persistent. You know, this industry is not easy. Being there for 3 years,
Yeah.
I know soon we shall hear, sometime to come we shall hear 20 years, and then we shall be celebrating you.
It's a lifetime career. That's all
And
I can
then
say.
before you know
Old
it, one
age.
day we shall be handing over to you a lifetime achievement award.
Oh, I can't wait.
Dana, tell us, how has your story been?
I did things here and there. I was drama. I was Miss Drama in school.
Okay.
So I don't want to limit it to just the film industry, because all those things contributed to where I am today. I had also done Miss Uganda, so I had been
did?
popular for Miss Uganda. So because I was the chubbiest, you know, I was like, I think a size 8, and the girls were like 4, you know. So I was the biggest. I was the healthiest.
Better choice of words.
One of the judges knew me from Miss Uganda, and she reminded me. She's like, "Oh, I know, I recognize your face," you know. So I feel like that was already my breakthrough, because the confidence to go for auditions. You know, it's a dark room. There are cameras. There are people you don't know, and you have to, you know, perform. That is already big for me. I feel like my breakthrough came in as soon as I knew that I wanted to do this at an early age, and then this was just the opportunity for me to portray what I had inside of me, like that monster that wanted to just come out. Yes, that would be Hostel.
Nice. Nice.
I joined in production. I've been mentored for that short period that I had them, and I would really, really love to give a shout out to them. The challenges we mostly face is getting the right hand to lead you on, yes. But once you get a right person, a right production, a right mentor, who is basically doing something they love, they would help you reach to that.
I've faced a lot of challenges. Some get better, become bigger, or you find a way of working around the others. First of all, it's a male-dominated industry. You know, the cameramen, they expect to be, you know, they expect to be men to work on the cameras, or the sound, or the lights, or runners, or prop runners, or assistants to this and that. I see now men are doing makeup, and they are doing hair. What are we going to be left with? You know, it is male dominated. They are the ones who are giving us shoes. They are the ones giving us clothes, you know, costume. So it becomes very difficult to navigate through. Yeah, so that is one challenge that is really big for me. Also, a man will come dressed wherever, however, whichever, and they will, you know, slide down under the bed to get a very good shot. I, on the other hand, I have jugs, you know. I have breasts. I might be going down, and they cannot, you know, go under the bed very well. You know, I may not fit.
You might get
you
stuck.
Know? I might get stuck. I might be supposed to do a certain. Exactly. I first go under. You know, I might have to be. I might have to hide under the bed. You know, in a certain scene, being caught by my husband cheating on him and stuff, and then I cannot easily go down, baby, because of, you know, these various reasons. I'm probably wearing a wig, and then it's getting stuck by something on the bed, you know, and it keeps pulling off, you know. Or my eyelash might go off, you know. Yeah, so it is male dominated. Some men, they just come on set, they don't even want makeup. You don't have to do makeup on them, maybe just a little bit of powder, and then they are quick to work with. They make decisions very fast. But as Kahunde, I'm not. I'm going to think about the pros, the cons, and why, and when, you know, and how and which, you know. I'm going to ask all those questions personally. Yeah, so that is one of the biggest challenges. The next challenge, because it is a male-dominated industry, the way we are paid is also different. Yeah, they tell you that you don't need that money. You don't have children. You know,
Actually, they say
you
will be provided too.
yeah, they'll provide
The
for
other one
you.
needs to provide.
Your husband will provide for you. Even if you have no man, they'll assume because you're a woman, they provide for you. So they are not going to give you the same amount of money of your counterpart who is getting the exact same job. They'll give him 10, 15 million and they'll give you 2. Because of that, then that problem comes in of finances. Another problem is how we dress. There are certain things that might be provocative and they might cause problems on set. So those challenges, like because it's male dominated and there are so many men, they're going to get boners on set, and then they blame you for having dressed a certain way you have dressed. Then
why not them for being able to control themselves?
They cannot, because these are my challenges. They don't control themselves. Sexual harassment. There is directors and producers that are really garbage, that are really rubbish. They touch your breasts, they touch your eyes, they come and kiss you indecently, they spunk you, while you're on set. Yes, and these are challenges that we have faced in this industry. They make indecent proposals and expect you to be okay with it. I mean, for this role that you want, you have to come to hotel this and that, and then once I sleep with you, I'm going to give you a role, and it's unfortunate that we have to go through this. There are cases of rape and all that on set. There is strangulation. There are people who we've not done a mental health checkup to understand that this person has bipolar. While on set, someone is going to grab your neck and strangle you. That is a challenge, You're acting and someone is you're acting and someone is supposed to just give you a simple slap, but because they have issues with you, they will spank you proper. They give you hands down. They beat you properly, And yet also we're supposed to be taught how to fight on set, and it's not supposed to be a literal slap or a literal punch, So those are challenges. We need to be oriented before any production, so that we know exactly how we are going to work. Other challenges, lateness of food. We've developed ulcers because of going to a set and they give you lunch at 5 p.m. and you're supposed to be okay with that because that's what we can provide. We are in hospitals paying quite a number of bills just because of a set that cannot put their schedules in place. Understand that this person is sick and they don't eat beans. Give them like milk or yogurt, or these are challenges that we go through that people don't want to talk about because they are very uncomfortable. It's unpopular to talk about it. Otherwise, now Kahunde is going to be blacklisted for speaking her mind, and this happens. It's also a challenge that when we speak out, they get against us. They blacklist you. They're like, if it's a movie,
the African thing.
Yes, if it's a movie that Kahunde is involved in because she stood up and talked and spoke her mind, we cannot register that movie for submission, And it happens. There's a gentleman it happened to. It's probably happening to me. I'm on the blacklist and I don't even know because I am speaking my truth. Another challenge is making us have to come with our props and our costumes and stuff. On top of that, you're paying me little money that cannot afford the hair, the human hair. Human hair is 2 million, 5 million. I have to come with it on your set, and then you don't even want to give me the transport to go and pick it up. You decide, you know what? I can't give you transport for that day because you slept on set. It was late. We shot till 3 a.m. What Uber or Faras Border am I going to order for at that time?
That's
maybe
safe
and
anyway.
moreover in remote
you're not
areas.
safe in remote areas. You can't easily just jump on a bike and move. First of all, they already know your name and your face. They know you have money. They are going to follow you, and we've seen this happen to so many other filmmakers. Yeah, they are on their gate. It's 3 a.m. He's beaten up. She's beaten up. She loses. She has to go to hospital and pay all those bills. Some companies don't even come up to support. You know, you go to hospital and you're there, but it's a challenge that no one wants to talk about. You know, things about money, things about food. They think, oh, those are small things, but they're not, because they contribute to the production to be successful. You know, for example, still where I'm indebted to the Fast Track Productions is that we were allowed to speak to our producers and our creative directors and the directors. So they gave you room for creativity. But there are sets you go to when you go and say, oh, can I do this? And they look at it like you're opinionated. You want this to make your set.
You want to take over?
Do your job.
You want to take over. Do your job. You are supposed to what? To act. Come and say your lines and leave. You know. So there's no room for creativity. Yet we want to be creative. This is a space for creatives. We want to be able to contribute to these roles that we do. But many sets, they think you're going to take over. They think you're going to feel like you're the, you know.
You're now the executive producer.
Yes. Another challenge. Yes. Another challenge that I face is that when they tell you do your job, you stay cocooned in a box, in a balloon, you know, whereby if Judith is the one doing the makeup and I say, you know what, I think for my character, I need to be putting on bold red lipstick, like it's explained in my character profile and Bible.
Yes.
Many companies don't even have those character Bibles. You have to make your character Bible and your profile yourself.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
you just from the script. That is wrong. I give the character life, but you give me a Bible to work with or a profile to work with. So if you don't provide that, it becomes you're giving me a lot of work to do to make sure that this show looks good on you. But you're not even going to give me credit for that.
Of course not.
Yeah.
I mean, who are you?
I mean, many companies don't give credit. You know, you call people, come and act as extras and things like that, and they don't give you credit for that. That is a very big challenge, because at the end of the day, that is going to go on my CV. You know, maybe that is the only tiny thing that is going to help me to get my next gig, you know, to get my next job. And you know, they say, I hear this popular thing of you are as good as your last project.
Of course.
Now, if your last project, you didn't learn anything, like, was it in the revolution, French Revolution? You didn't learn anything, you didn't get anything, you didn't develop,
anything.
you didn't entertain anything, you didn't add
Nothing was
anything.
added.
Nothing was added. You come as you are and you leave as you are.
Give us you are.
That is a challenge, because once you go to a production, you need to learn something from there. That, you know, V does things like this, makeup is supposed to be done like this. So what am I learning from here? What am I taking home with me? Rather than the way I came as an actor, because they've said, I
And the
mean,
trauma.
you know, you take home trauma. There are really many challenges. But because of time, I'll just stop there, because we could go on and on. And I may sound like I'm ranting.
You got to say that.
Okay, as we close, what is your advice to the aspiring film stars? You know, I could be one of them. I
Yes.
don't know what the future holds.
Yeah.
Starting with Judith.
First of all, you have to believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, have the passion of what you're believing in yourself that you can do. With the passion that you have, it will drive you. Be persistent, because it's not easy at all. It's not easy. There are moments when you feel like, I think I'm in a wrong place. There are moments when it pushes you hard and you feel like, no, I'm letting go. But you have to be persistent. Let that passion drive you. Be persistent. Don't give up. And keep discipline. It's a hard, funny, tricky industry. But keep discipline and you'll get there.
All right, thank you. What should we look out for? What should we avoid?
I would say research. Once you're given a character, you need to do more than just the script says. So you need to research about it and understand the lingo of a lawyer or a doctor or of set of production set. So research would be my number one thing to say, because it's what you're given first. You're given a script, and then besides those lines that are written there, you need to know what more, because you're the one who beefs it up, you're the one who gives it a meaning. Personally, um, passion, you have to have passion for what you do. For this industry, like we have told you the challenges, if you have no passion, you give up on the day you join. Yes, so you have to have passion.
True.
Yeah, because this is like a baby. You have to be able to nurture this child
With a lot of patience,
a lot of consistency, a lot of persistence, discipline, many things Judith has mentioned. Value yourself. Also, I know one thing for sure is how you present yourself is how you're going to be taken.
True.
If you come dressed naked, those are the roles they are going to give you. Prostitute on the street,
That's what you
the
portrayed.
homewrecker. Because sometimes we look at it as something small, but it also carries a lot of weight at the end of the day. Be sure of what you want to do. Do you really think that you want to do film and you don't just want to be on TV like Kahunde? Because those are two different things. Kahunde puts in all the energies. But if you think there's a time we were at audition and the lady said she just wants to be like me, but I have passion, which passion was missing. And so her career did not kick off.
dear.
Yeah, which is sad. So you personally, what do you want to be? And is this a passion for you, or it is just a gig? Or you just want to be seen on TV and see how beautiful you look and then you go? It is more than that. There is a lot that we go through. People come with different energies on set, and if you are going to be offended by everything that is said,
to you.
you're not going to handle. First of all, the roles and the characters that we are doing are challenging enough. This recent role that I'm doing as Barbara, who is her stepmother, is challenging enough. If you don't have your emotions controlled, you have not, done all these exercises that we've been told. Breathe in, breathe out. And you're like,
Stay calm.
I'm dealing with the character Christine, not Judith. You stay calm and you do that. Persistence in the film industry is more than just when is it going to be done. It needs for how long you're going to run this on, because the more you're persistent, the more jobs you're going to get. The more you're disciplined, because all those things come under that, really. The more jobs you're going to get, the more money you're going to sit down in a round table and say, no, for me, this is my worth. Because you've been persistent, people have been seeing you. That means you're hardworking, and that means you can speak for yourself. Your work can speak for itself and say, you know what, she's worth that. Yeah, so persistence is something that I would like to carry on, and also advise people to use persistency, communication. I'd forgotten. Communicate and say, I'm not going to be available for this job, so that people don't sit by, wait for you and expect you to come and you don't come, and all those things. Read your contracts. There is a lot more that we could dive into details in the nitty-gritties, but yeah, that is the advice I'll give. Don't do what you don't want to do. Be sure and careful of what you want to do.
Right.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. This has been quite insightful. I truly appreciate you making the time to come and share with that, not just me, but everybody that will get a chance to watch this particular episode. It's been so amazing. And if you've loved it, or even you love more of our content, you know what to do. Subscribe.